welcome back to the channel and welcome underwater, you guys. Normally I do a lot of intros and stuff at the beginning, but on this one we're just going to jump right into it, and I'll actually explain why later. But we start off diving, and by we I mean just myself. I ended up going out. I was waiting for my buddy to get to the ramp, and I was just going to do a couple of passes and make sure that, you know, see what the conditions and everything were like. And sure enough, I hopped in and see a freaking stud Wahoo right there in front of the camera come right into the flashers. And now I worked this guy for a while, and Wahoo are so tough to get because, one, they're a curious fish, but they're a very cautious fish. So they'll come in and then they'll leave, and they'll play little games with you, and it's so frustrating. And when you do land a shot, it's really hard to get a holding shot because their meat is so delicate and tender that your spears most of the time just rip out. But that's why we use a whole setup. We have float lines, we have bungees, we have a float at the end of it, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. But on this particular moment, like I said, I'm waiting for my buddy to come out with his jet ski, and I ended up just seeing a couple of these fish, so I'm like, shoot, I'm just gonna try to give it a shot. I'm rocking a float line, so if I did shoot it, I have another gun in the ski to put a backup shot in, and I would just let it take my float and then just go ahead and chase down the float and then put a backup shot in the fish. But I keep working this fish, and this is multiple dives, multiple throws of the throw flasher, and on this one I get so close, and this is a huge fish. It looks like I'm in range, but this fish is probably pushing 60 plus pounds. It is so big, and I just didn't feel comfortable with the shot, and I just don't want to take a careless shot, especially if I'm by myself. And then also, mind you, I'm using a 120 centimeter gun, so it's not meant for, you know, a 25 plus foot shot. But if it was 15 to 20, I'd probably take the shot. But that was a very big Wahoo for me to try to, you know, land by myself with this setup, especially if I didn't make a perfect shot. But this is like my last attempt on the fish. Throw the flasher, make a dive, and unfortunately didn't get a close enough shot to pull the trigger. And now this was only like the second drift I made. And you'll see my setup. You see I had the drift sock there. I have a flasher set up. And I'm just making these drifts, and these Wahoo are just passing by. They're not really, they're kind of coming in to seeing what the deal is with me and my flasher setup, but then they kind of just get, you know, lose interest and just coast off in the distance. I'm trying to pique their interest by using the throw flasher, and I'm just tossing it, letting it go down about 10 feet, making little duck dives, picking up the flasher, and I'm just doing this over and over again. And you'll see this a lot in the video, and it just has to have you have to have a chance where opportunity and luck both combine, and you end up getting a shot on one of these fish. But this group of fish ended up leaving, and I turned around and realized I wasn't the only one doing some hunting. I turn around, and there are bull sharks just on my tail when I was doing this, hunting these Wahoo. And now at this point, I'm about 200 yards from my jet ski out in the open ocean. So I realize these sharks are kind of very friendly. They're not super aggressive, but they're way too friendly for comfort. Start kind of coming up to the surface, and I decide to start, you know, kind of kicking a little slower to make my way back to the jet ski. But it kind of just, you know, makes me a little weary. And this is, believe one of the only times, I think at this point, I decided to try to hop back in the jet ski and wait for Jake to come out and meet me on his, because this is way too close for comfort. And if one of these bull sharks decides to get the wrong idea, it could lead to a disaster. But yeah, there's my jet ski way far in front, so I just decided to you know, slowly make my way back to the ski, and hopefully these sharks kind of, which they do, kind of lose interest and just coast away. Now it's time for Jake to hop in on the action, and this is his cam. He did a quick little dive, This was like his first drift. Plugged a nice Wahoo, and we'll explain what happens when I hop up in the jet ski.
Oh my God, Jake just shot a freaking stud. I gotta get in the water. I'm like trying to get everything together. No! No! Oh my God, is he gone? Oh no, he said a bull shark got him. No. Hang on, I'm gonna hop in the water.
2 Whoos came in.
2 of them?
2 came in, 1 was really big. I turned the GoPro on, took a nice second to line up, stuck him nice and solid. I was chasing him down with the floats for I don't know how long, and then I started to gain ground on him, started pulling him up, and all of a sudden he got real heavy. And then pulled all the line out of my hands, pulled me down. Eventually sunk the 3 atmosphere float for probably 30 seconds, and then floated back up, and I had nothing but a shaft left.
Dude,
I still got my gear, so thank God. But that was depressing.
Bro, honestly, that was the biggest Wahoo you have ever shot.
Yeah?
He was almost...
I saw him coming in and I was like, whoa, this one's...
He was over half the length of your ski.
Oh my God.
I saw him at the surface.
Oh.
Dude, he was a toad. He was at the surface. He was just, dude, I saw him. He was cruising with your spear and just cruising. Like nothing happened.
Dude. I know he was a big one, dude, because I was close on the shot and my spear like didn't even go all the way through him, so I knew he had to be solid, like, and the shaft went through, but like didn't pass through him, you know what I mean?
Well, dude, on the last, when I was chasing those 3 Whoos, I turned around and there was like 6 bull sharks on my tail.
Dude, there had to be 6 or more right there.
Yeah, it's like a big pack of them. All right, we're gonna try to get one ahead of everything, and if we can get another, I'll like leave the skis,
Bro,
and I'll chase down the Who at the surface and try to get another shot in him.
Or even, bro, just whoever shoots it, you gotta horse your shot kinda, and then the second guy's gotta be ready to back that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, just start chasing down the line.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get him next time.
So here's the next drift, and it so happens to work out perfectly, and I get close, but just not close enough. But I do pull the trigger, so honestly, maybe this shot should have stuck, but it was a really good opportunity, and unfortunately, I'll let the clip play out, and you can take a look at what happens. So now we go to a different area, and of course sharks are still there. A lot more bait is in the water, and these Wahoo are everywhere. You can see as I start looking up, they're just all off in the distance. But unfortunately, again, these things are so finicky, and unfortunately these guys decide to just keep on coasting. I don't know if they're just migrating, but they're not interested in me or the flasher or really anything. And unfortunately, again, just do another duck dive through the flasher. They just kept their distance and just would not turn into me. And fortunately, these ones on this spot get a pass. Jake, on the other hand, he must be the Wahoo whisperer, but he got another shot on one, and something crazy happens on this dive. So again, I'm going to let this thing play out and let you guys enjoy this battle, this fight, and we'll chat about it once we hop up on the jet ski after this clip.
He's not on. Yo, pull him up. Pull him up because he's not on.
he's right there! Look, he's right in front of you! He's right there! I had the gun.
Wait, what happened?
The Wahoo came off the shaft, came back at me. The shark was chasing down the Wahoo, seen my gun, stopped chasing the Wahoo, bit my gun in half, kept coming at me. The Wahoo swam right past you.
I saw him.
Oh, dude, that was miserable.
That was a big one too.
Oh my God, dude, the first one was so much bigger. I was like, oh, he's small, and then I got close to him. I was like, oh my God, how big was the first?
Bro, all right, I have another gun.
The sharks are dominating.
I have another gun, but but you have to use the drop barb. Oh my God. That does not happen often. I guess my drop barb did not deploy, and I made not a great shot, backup shot, and that freaking that Wahoo he slipped off. I knew it was a matter of time just looking at the shot. And
soul crushing experience.
Dude, this sucks, man.
Soul crushing. I'm over it, dude. These sharks are too bad out here.
Yeah, and then the shark chased after the Wahoo and literally ate his spear gun in half.
Spear gun, dude.
It ate it in half.
Why did it not go for the Wahoo?
Yeah, so I have to let him use my 120 Rob Allen carbon roller, and he's using a
Rob Allen, send you another carbon barrel, dude. 130,
hey,
please.
by the way, be ready that your shot's gonna dip a lot because it's only a 120. Yeah. So that's a heavy shaft.
I'm just gonna get it real close to me this time.
Real close? Yeah. Hey, stone shots only. How about that?
Stone shots only.
Every drift we're seeing them. God dang it!
Rob, I know you hear me out there.
this guy wants the sponsorship.
I need a new barrel, Rob.
This guy needs a new carbon barrel. Look at that, dude. And it's all slimy, and the bands are all shredded from the teeth. That's gnarly. That's freaking gnarly. God, dude, this sucks. Literally bit his gun in half and chomped it. I need to see that footage, bro.
Dude, it's soul crushing to watch. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It is soul crushing.
This is brutal. All right, we're gonna try to redrift. We had that one.
We had him.
We had that one. If I didn't, I just went ahead and switched to a regular single barb, just a regular flopper shaft. I mean, Jake literally stuck 2 of them with it, so screw it. I'm just gonna make sure I can make a really good shot. Hope for the best.
So the rest of that day we came up empty-handed, didn't see any more Wahoo, but might have been for the better because the sharks were so bad. But Jake and I went out later on another trip with just him and I on his ski. He went to hop in the water and dropped something as he jumped in the water. He chased it down. We honestly weren't sure about the depth, but I said, here, hold my gun. And I wanted to take a dive, and I wanted to take you guys with me on a deeper dive and go ahead and hold your breath with me. So I'm almost down to the bottom. I'm finally able to see what he dropped, and you'll see exactly what it was. Ended up being a pretty pricey drop if I wasn't able to retrieve it. But this was just a tap and go mission, swimming up with some extra weight. And this is not a bad way to start off the day. Huge letdown, but then comes up with a huge sigh of relief. And the day is just beginning, and we get on some pretty awesome experiences.
Good job, bro. Thank you so much. How deep?
112.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Good job.
You okay?
I got you.
Ooh, I'm good. You're welcome, dude.
I appreciate that so much. Saved my ass.
Whew, I probably saved about like $300, $400 worth of gear there. Whew. Oh, dude, I'm gassed. Hold on. Oh, let me get a breather.
Didn't really take long for the Wahoo to show up. Kind of do a drift going from the bottom up. And Jake actually is on the jet ski on the other side, pushes these Wahoo right to me. Reach out, take the shot. I was just slightly underpowered and slightly undergunned to make that far of a shot. Barely stuck another one. And unfortunately didn't land it. But it didn't take too long for more Wahoo to cruise by. At this point, Will came out with the jet ski, so now we got 3 divers in the water. Jake is manning the jet ski, and man, look at the amount of Wahoo on this drift. I start closing the gap on this one, and right as I do, Will took a shot, missed on one, and I follow this school for quite some time, and we do end up getting another opportunity on these fish. So now I'm back in the mode of tossing my throw flasher, making a dive, tossing my throw flasher, making another dive, and look at this wall of Wahoo. They're semi-interested. I'm just waiting for one to kind of make the move, the mistake of really coming in too close to the flasher, and then I have my opportunity. But I just get to the surface, and I'm just cruising along with these Wahoo, just keeping my eye on them right here. Just they're really just swimming along with me, almost like I'm a part of the school, which is pretty wild. And again, just getting, doing a little breathe up, waiting to get an opportunity to toss my flasher and make another dive. One kind of finally gets in a little close. I'm slightly ahead, take a shot, and again, just come up empty-handed. But thank God I threw my flasher. Will ended up making a duck dive, got a shot, and this is finally our opportunity we had. And I knew it was a really good shot because I saw the spear go completely through, back third of the fish. Will and Jake chase it down while I retrieve my flasher and reload my gun, and we got the fish finally.
Good job, dude.
Talking about, baby!
Dude, hell yeah. That's fucking, dude, that was you rocked him, bro. You rocked him.
Here, Dan.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Good job, Will. I'm gonna get the ski. Stay with him.
All right, yeah. I saw a random bull shark, so we'll just make sure we're careful. Dude, I totally whiffed. I'm so happy it worked out that they turned.
Dude, I whiffed once too. The big one.
Yeah, dude.
The big one was in the front.
Yes, I know, bro.
This one came in though. I said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be greedy.
Bro, I turned and I got your entire shot, everything on GoPro. It was crystal clear, right next to me.
Honestly, the best part about this was that when Will and I were messing around with this, Jake, sure enough, plugged him one also. And now we had 2 that we have to chase down, get another backup shot, and it's amazing to land 2 Wahoo the same day off of the jet ski. We couldn't be more stoked about this. All I have to do is land this backup shot, and then we secure the fish and head on up to the surface.
Yes, dude.
We're going to go ahead and save the catch and cook for next episode. If you guys enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up. If you're new, consider subscribing. And like always, I'll see you guys next week for another adventure. Later.